Everybody, I'm Kimmie Rose, and this is your weekly vibe and mantra for I cannot believe it, the 30th of December, 2018, all the way to January the 5th, 2019. 80, now we're going to get used to saying that. You know how that goes when you're trying to write your check out, and you're like, if you write checks anymore, you're like, 2019. I'm recording upstairs in my living room, and you can hear my bird whistling. And I wanted you just to get a little bit of the energy and the activity in my house. My house is full of 2 dogs, a cat, and a bird, an Amazon parrot. And I've had my bird for, gosh, all the way since 99. So, and she probably will outlive me. So what is this week's vibe about? This week's vibe is really interesting. I found this Costco. This is not an endorsement for Costco, but if you can see that, it says old life, new life. Life after work. 5 steps to retirement over 30. I'm like, wow, we are speeding up time, aren't we? And I thought it was kind of funny because, you know, here we're speeding up time, but we need to kind of slow time down because things are going so fast that we can hardly keep up with being in the present moment. And that's what this week is about. It's all about reevaluating your life. It's all about reevaluating your life, but even in a deeper mode, it's about, by this time you should know, it's all about really, if you haven't found in your life that what you don't need doesn't serve you. And I always like to stress this to people, that what you don't need when you think about like habits, things like that, those are really good things. But when we think, if you're like me and you're a feeler and you're thinking about other people, for me it's hard to feel like, how could I not need someone when I share this whole entire planet with them and they matter. The truth is I can always love people, I can always associate with people, and sometimes I feel like I was figuring this out, and I think I've been talking to a lot of people, and this week's energy is really about, as we're in that Cancer, that Cancer, we get that Cancer full moon, we got all kinds of things going on with Neptune, and I don't want to focus on the astrology as much as I want to focus on the frequency, and it's what we don't need. So sometimes we think we need to be punished to keep ourselves straight. Sometimes we think we deserve to be yelled at. Sometimes we feel like we deserve to be put down. Isn't that crazy? In reality, we create that for ourselves. So what we put out there in our lives, whatever we're thinking and however we're thinking it, putting my looking glasses on, so, you know, sometimes we have to see things better. So whatever it is that we perceive in our world, whatever it is that we perceive in our world is exactly the type of people we will get and the type of situations we will get. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some things that Gina Braden has taught me. She's a wonderful counselor, and she is a great friend, and she does readings on Lite the Way, Lite theway.com. And I'm telling you, if you want to kick your new year off in a really good way, talk to her. She knows her stuff. She's wonderful. So I was just reading some things about our actions. So if we don't like what we have in our life, and this is what we're really reviewing this week, the energy of, I think I need, well, that's mean to not need that person because that person came in my life. The thing is someone can take that space in your life, and they'll never lose the space, or they're never going to lose the title in your life, whether they're maybe an ex-husband, and maybe it's one of your parents, maybe you're not around them anymore. And I always thought that, you know, it's a terrible thing to, you know, not be around people that you should respect. There's the rules that, the old school rules that we go back to of honoring your mother and father. Sometimes honoring the people you love is staying away from them, but it's not being mean to them. And one of the things I've noticed is, as I'm going through this week, I'm having to really slow down. And one of my biggest enemies is this: texting. I start to explain myself, and then because I'm an Aquarius, I think so deep into things. I got that Mars in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, and Neptune's where my moon vary. And then I go deeper and deeper, and then before you know it, I've totally lost people who are not on that level. And just because they're not on that level doesn't mean that I'm higher than them. Doesn't mean I'm lower than them. It just means that my way of thinking isn't everybody else's way of thinking. But it's important for me to still keep what works for me. My father is a wonderful, wonderful person. He is the one that I go to when I just need to snap out of something. And even though I'm an intuitive thinker, I receive things, I am also a person that's very logic driven. I need a tool that's like concrete and valid, okay? I could try to say something over and over and over again, but I just need something that's kind of like, take the screwdriver in there, tighten it. Okay, I get it. That's it. And that's the kind of thing that you're going to get when you come to this channel. And there's many other channels that are wonderful. They offer you other perspectives. I'm here to really bring the understanding of intuition, frequency, and all the things that we feel and experience in our lives in a way that makes sense. Bring it down to the level of consciousness that is here, even though we are operating on all different levels. If you get too high out there and you get too woo-woo-y, it's not going to effectively help you in your life because you have other people around you. And so when you start to, meet people that are really cool and spiritual and they know things and they have awareness, that's awesome. But you still have to operate in your everyday life with people that you want to share these things with, but you're going to lose them if you're not able to feel that and even feel compassion for this is where they're at. Maybe their purpose is not to discover these things. I believe we're all supposed to live heaven on earth. I believe the ascension is about that. I also believe that everyone has their own way of doing it. I feel like many people, they do it through creativity. Some people can do it by sweeping the floor. Some people may do it by nurturing their children. Some people love to nurture animals. But the thing that we're leaving out on purpose, and this is what it's about, is what is my purpose, is that we forget in this society to nurture ourselves. So with that, thank you, Costco, for such a great, just a great sign. Old life, new life. The thing I want you to focus on is, if it were me, I would have said old life, new life, and I would have said, here, I am here. And I stretch my arms out, and my old life, it's always part of me. Everything I've ever experienced in my past is always part of me. And that which I am about to experience will always be there. But what is here now is what I need to align with and pay attention to. And I've been hearing it and feeling it. It's like we go so fast, we're rolling so fast that we totally forget about this right now, what we're doing. So if you are not aligning your life to do things like just little things like tidying certain things up or having things like setting the stage at exactly what you want, it's going to be hard to create it because you're going to feel like you are getting just overwhelmed with so much junk. And that's the truth. How do we unhook from that? Well, here's how we do it. As soon as you start thinking, and I'm laughing at my bird. As soon as you start thinking about something, if it's traveling down the road of the past and you're thinking about past things and you're getting angry because that past thing is affecting the present, let it go. And no, wait a minute. I choose not to have that in my life. That past thing, and maybe it's somebody in your life or something in your life and it's triggering you. That person is still in your life, time to let go. That's the truth. Because if it's triggering you that bad, this week's the time, and you're going to be feeling it. Because I'm telling you, you can't beat yourself up. Because the more you do, you're going to get sick, you're going to get worn out. And I'm telling you, the biggest, best, and the greatest indicator is your physical body. My mom had a sign in her room where she did her Reiki in her old office, and she chooses not to do that anymore. And I hope she goes back to that. I'm not sure of her reasons, but it said if you can't heal the mind, then the body won't heal. So there we go. If our mind's back there, our body is just getting bombarded with all kinds of yuckiness. So this week is about focusing on this moment. How you feel. When you go to put something in your mouth, how is it going to make you feel? Are you going to crash later? It's all about feeling your frequency. So it's about releasing that old. And so I would have said old and new because it's here we are. Oh yeah, let's go shopping. This is all the old. Listen to my bird. This is all the new. You need all this new stuff. But what do you get rid of first? Clear it out. Oh my gosh. Learning that lesson. Big time. Okay, so I want to just talk about this. So instead of going, into that past energy, it's really important to know that, living in the past, as soon as you recognize that this is bothering me and I'm just going to keep perpetuating it unless I do something about it now because it doesn't feel right. And all these fears come up. Like, what am I going to do without that? Think about it. What am I going to do without that stress? Well, maybe that stress is what supports you financially. There is a way that you can rebuild your life. And you could scrap it all away, let go, the worry about money, all that stuff. And I promise you can live the life you are meant to live. That's what 2019 is about. And I'm excited to share that with you. Look forward, I hope that you do, for some really good tips. Because listen, I have been immersing myself into it. And I'm going through menopause. So guess what? I have no choice but to. That is what we're supposed to do. Instead of going out and taking a bunch of things, so I'm not feeling menopause, I'm feeling it. So letting go, it doesn't mean that you stop caring. It means that you stop trying to force others to see your way. So, when you're mad because someone's not really understanding you and you want to force your thoughts onto them, because if they really loved you, they would think the way you do. Guess what? We're not all the same. Each and every one of us has a beautiful way of expressing ourselves. Take a moment, listen to the person that's talking to you. Have appreciation for it. And if it doesn't align with you, bless them and let go. And it is that simple. Because if not, it's going to keep on turning. The wheels are going to turn. So inaction, if you really think about us not acting and not making those changes, what it does is it just breeds doubt and fear. It just keeps perpetuating. It's a cycle that you keep spinning, and you're doing it, okay? Action brings about confidence. It brings about courage. And if you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get yourself busy. That's what I want you to do. Try that. I know some things have been hurtful. I know that you've been feeling these things, and I know it's been hard. I have a friend, his name is Tom, and he's so amazing to me. He is such a soul, I would say a soulmate in some way. He will say, I'm painting. He's always painting pictures. And, instead of sitting and dwelling in things, he's creating something. So what are you creating in your life? When you feel stuck and depressed, go inside and say, I'm doing this to myself by letting myself stay there. And plant the new seeds. That's why I partnered up with, some amazing people. Terry Burton with Cloud Farming. He said, man, he's already planting those seeds. He's a great teacher to me. I'm excited about it. Really excited about being part of something that matters. So, take a moment now and just sit back and close your eyes. And I want you just to remember that you matter. And I'm not saying that, that your life, you have to get rid of everybody. I'm saying if it bothers you that much, let it go. So, we're going to just start out. I'm just going to ring the bell. And for this week's mantra, I release what is and what has been. I imagine, feel, and become an expression of what I want it to be, knowing that when my vibration is a match to my desire, everything in my experience will gravitate to meet and manifest that every time. I release what is and what has been. I imagine, I feel, and become an expression of what I want it to be, knowing that when my vibration is a match to my desire, everything in my experience will gravitate to that which I need it to be. So, in short, what that means is when you are, whatever you're thinking, whatever you believe, you are a reflection of what you get. So when you can match that frequency, you can become an expression of it. You will get exactly that. So when you're asking yourself, why am I getting this that I don't want? Look at what you believe. Even if a person says, I don't like you, if you believe that that's what you deserve, that's what you're going to get. Change it. Love yourself more. And have a happy new year. I will be sharing more with you. I'm going to do a Facebook Live and be sharing a lot in the new year. And I wish you blessings through the week, letting you know you are supported. We are going to be back. It's been the holidays with our Monday live readings, and please reach out to the wonderful people that are part of Light the Way Prisms of Light team. They're so awesome. It's not just me, it's we. That's what it's about. You can download the app Kimmie Rose. You can do that at your app store. And that, actually, I always recommend, even if you have an iPhone, to get into the Gmail and go to the App Store, only because it organizes it really nice. And then if you can do that, you're going to be able to listen to my broadcasts that I'm going to be starting radio again in Detroit and in Toledo, syndicated radio. And it's all about revitalizing the city and cloud farming. And if you have a desire to host a radio station or you want to do something creative, please reach out to me. And if you have a desire to learn how you can live in the present, please reach out to me or one of the wonderful prisms of light that are part of Light the Way. That's Lite, theway.com, or the app Kimmie Rose. You can also call 734-854-1514, and an amazing earth angel named Diane will be answering the phone. She's a wonderful person, and I'm very grateful to have her in my life and to assist me in helping you. Thanks. Have a great rest of the week. I will talk to you in the new year. Peace. Whatever you're doing, be safe.
Static is just forming some chords and some walls. I'm static without the ends, and every breath of hers was a thorn and desire, and every petal's blushing red. It's all my fears.